Today, I'm going from nothing to a Terminator bow in Hypixel Skyblock Part 2. Also, only a small percentage of my viewers are actually subscribed, so if you could subscribe, it'd mean the absolute world to me, and let's get straight into the video. Also, join my Discord server and Melon client, so they'll both be in the description, and let's get into it. To make my first 20 million coins, I started to flip adaptive blades, storm armor, etc. This really helped me to get some early game money, and after doing this for about a day or two, I had about 40 million coins. I then stopped the profile for a few days because I wanted to start grinding for Derpy, and overall, I'm back on the profile now, even though it took about 2 to 3 weeks to get back into it. After making about 40 to 50 million coins on the profile, I came back to it after Derpy and started to flip a lot of flower truths and livid daggers. I managed to get 4 to 10 million flips on each one and made 50 mil that day. The items that I preferred to flip during Derpy were Soul Eater livid daggers, Swarm flower truths, etc. Basically anything with a high ultimate enchant was going for very cheap. The prices are still kind of like this, and overall, it's very easy to just snipe these flips. If you're on a fresh profile, try not to go for 1 to 2 million coin flips, and try to go for 5 to 10 million. These will overall benefit your profile if you have to undercut, because that way you won't lose a lot of money. Some good recommendations that you should do for flipping is if you only have 18 million coins, please don't buy a 18 mil livid dagger. This overall won't benefit the profile, and I figured this out after buying some storm boots that would not sell for about a day or two. Now, that is normal, but it still took much longer than I wanted it to, because those were 2 days of not being able to flip anything. I would go for multiple small flips that will eventually add up to the larger profit that you're going to get from that one flip. Once you're able to do a bigger flip and a few small ones, that's when I would start doing it. You're able to make much more money like that, and it's way more efficient than just buying multiple big items that don't sell for a while. Another thing that I would like to mention is that if you find a flip that's 4 to 5 million coins profit, I would always go for it, even if it is a big flip. Now, it does depend on the item. If you know it's gonna sell, always go for it. But there are certain items that will take a few days to sell, and you can make much more profit off of manipulating adaptive, and overall, it just depends on what the item you're buying is. A lot of items do take a while to sell, and it will come in time when you know how to flip them correctly. Overall, it just depends on how well you know the item, and if you know it's gonna sell or not. If it is a big profit margin, like 10 mil, I would just always go for it, unless it's something like Legion 5 2 Master Stars, because obviously that would take about a week to sell. Overall, that is mostly the tips that I would like to give you guys for basic flipping on a new profile. And now let's get into some of the stuff that I flipped when I didn't have any money to flip with. Now, I've talked about this a lot in my past series, but I always recommend market manipulating adaptive. Today, I was able to make about 20 million coins just from Adaptive and Shadow Assassin. Now, I started off with about 6 mil because my other 100 mil worth of Flower Shoes and Livid Daggers were taking a while to sell. Basically, you just want to snipe Adaptive, and they do sell pretty fast. Make sure it's always 5-star, because if it's not, it will not sell. And I recommend with market manipulating, make sure it's not like 30 items, make sure it's around 3 or 5. This will make you about 3 to 4 million profit, depending on what the item is and how big the margin is. I always prefer not to go for large items, and I did adaptive blades today, and I made about 4 to 5 mil from them, and I did have to undercut some, but I was overall able to make a lot of profit from that. Another thing that I recommend for these profiles is, if you can, sell them in Discord servers like SBZ. You're able to get a lot of offers, and even if it is like 1 mil below your average, if it was about a 8 to 10 million coin flip, it does not matter that much. And if it's not selling, I always like to do this because I'm able to sell it pretty fast and still am able to keep a large amount of the profit. This will help a lot with your flipping, and you can sometimes get items from people who just want to sell them fast and will let you lowball them. I do not recommend DMing people saying you will lowball them. Just let people go to you and ask if they want to lowball your items. After logging onto my profile, I looked at my AH and added everything up. I'm at about 120 mil, and I have a few flips going for 40 to 20 mil. These were all about 10 to 15 mil profit, and they were mostly snipes. Now, I was able to make 20 mil today just from having about 6 mil in my purse, and what I do is go to adaptive, look for adaptive boots, and just go on lowest bin epic. Normally you can find something about 200 to 400k under, and they sell almost instantly. I've had some sell right when I put them up, and overall it's very useful to flip adaptive when you don't have much in your purse. You can also flip Shadow Assassin, which is what I recommend if you have about 10 mil in your purse. Once you hit about 20, just try to flip some adaptive with livid daggers. You're able to have both sell, and overall it'll make you a lot of money. If I go here to Shadow Assassin boots, there will be some with hot potato books that are about 200k under. Now, the reason I don't recommend going for this is because it is 2 mil, so the tax alone is 200k. You would want to sell this for about 1 mil profit, and then you'd make a good amount of money. Now, I prefer always to go to legendary on these ones because it does take a while to sell if it isn't. This is because fragged, livids, fragged, Shadow Assassin, etc. will sell much faster than other things. I also recommend when you're going to flip stuff, make sure it's like mythic, if it's going to be Necron, Storm, Flower Truce, Livids, etc. Now, I also recommend when you're going for adaptive, try to market manipulate. You'll see here that this is both 1 mil, and when I go all the way down, it's 1.3, and this is 2.2. This is mine. I can buy all of these for about 3 mil, and sell them all for 2.2 mil per. Overall, this is very efficient, and it makes you a lot of money in the long run. I always recommend doing this if you have just a bit extra mil in your purse, and you can easily double it with a bit of time. Overall, the past 3 days were extremely successful for this profile. I made about 70 mil in total in about 3 days, and I'm estimating we'll be able to get the Terminator this month. Overall, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. The support has been amazing. Now, I know we did hit 1,000 subscribers a while ago, but it has been my dream for a very long time to hit it, so thank you so much. Anyway, sorry for not uploading for another 3 weeks. I was just very busy on my main, and I hope you all enjoyed this type of video. I'll try to post another one in the next few days, and thank you so much for watching. See ya.